So can HBO translate the classic video game to your living room? Yes, they can. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watcher Pass, and today I'm here to talk to you about the Last of Us series, specifically The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 1, When You're Lost in the Darkness. It premieres on HBO on January 15th, 2023. It's based on the classic Naughty Dog video game, The Last of Us, which is a fantastic video game. It's one of my favorites of all time, so I was both very excited to check this out, but also very nervous, right? Video game adaptations don't always translate to the big screen, as well, but let me tell you, my hot take is I definitely think you should watch it. Like, this was such a phenomenal opening act for this series. It is just an amazing, careful adaptation of the video game source material with really high production values. You kind of know that from HBO's work, and this is no exception. It looks phenomenal. It has wonderful music, and it really just has this attention to detail that should make this just a wonderful series, a wonderful kind of experience for everyone to go through. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the episode and some things I liked about it. So uh this is The Last of Us. It's based on, like I said, the video game The Last of Us, which came out in what, like 2014, I think, is when The Last of Us came out. It is a classic. It kind of redefined storytelling. It was a PlayStation exclusive. It's coming to PC soon, so you can get it if you have a PlayStation, and then you can get it on PC very soon. But it is a phenomenal experience. The storytelling was amazing. It just kind of like really hit home when it came out. And I think for the most part, they are going to do it with this series. This is just the first episode. So it's pretty much goes through like the introduction in The Last of Us, and then the first kind of, I don't know, chapter probably is what it would be called. And it introduces you to the characters, it introduces you to the overall situation, and it kind of gets the story rolling. So this is a really good introduction. It's a little bit longer than your standard TV series episode. It's about an hour and a half, but it is well worth it. So things I liked about this episode. The first, look, the production values are just phenomenal. Everything is just very well done. It looks like they kind of spared no expense, to use a phrase from Jurassic Park. It looks really good. The effects are very good. It seems like they had a nice balance of like practical effects and CG. There's definitely CG, but it kind of fits in with the whole world, and it's not distracting, which is my biggest thing with CG. If it's distracting, I really get pulled out, but I was just enthralled this entire time. The second thing I really liked is the intense zombie action, and there is not that much zombie ness in this episode, but when it's there, it definitely kind of feels otherworldly. It feels unsettling, and I really like the way that they made the zombies, and like the way that they kind of put them into this world and make them feel like a big threat. I know they're not zombies, they're infected, but for lack of a better term, we'll just call them zombies. The third thing I really love is just the parallels to the game, right? Sometimes if you have a video game adaptation, they'll take a lot of liberties. It'll be kind of like loosely based on the video game. This feels like it is, at least in the first episode, a very careful translation of the video game. Like the opening sequence of The Last of Us is one of the best opening sequences in any video game, and they redid it perfectly in this series. And then the first opening mission, they kind of smartly tell the story. They follow the beats of the opening chapter of the game, but they do it in a very entertaining way, and they do it in a way that feels very true to the original. So I am very excited to see kind of how far this goes, and I'm very excited to experience this game in this new medium. And the last thing I really love, and this is a hallmark of The Last of Us as well, the video game, the music. The music is very, very well done. You've got a beautiful guitar, which is kind of what the game is known for, but you also have really great intense music when the drama ratchets up, and then some really smart uses of music that kind of tell you things about the story that if you're paying attention, you will get. And I really liked that part. And that kind of leads me right into, I guess I'll call it the fifth thing. This series feels like it trusts the viewer. It never feels like it's holding your hand too much. You get information, but there's some really fun things that happen that you have to be paying attention to. It doesn't like tell you exactly what's happening. You kind of have to pay attention, and if you're watching for the clues, you'll get it. And I'm really excited to kind of keep going with this series, because that's the kind of storytelling I like. I don't want it to just kind of drip feed you. I want it to like trust the viewer and let the viewer experience it, and let the viewer draw their conclusions based on what's happening and based on their observation. So there really wasn't anything I didn't like. I'm very, very excited to see this, as you can tell. Now, this review was more of a spoiler-free review. This is one I didn't really want to get into the story. After this, I'm going to go episode by episode, so I will get into spoilers in future episodes. So if you want to keep watching, if you want to kind of continue with this journey, then let's go. But that is The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 1. The episode is When You're Lost in the Darkness. It premiered on HBO on January 15th, 2023. I'm excited to see the rest of them. The next one will be premiering next Sunday at 9 p.m. And thanks so much for watching. If you liked this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.